Good afternoon. It is Sunday the 8th of September and we are starting our France road trip. So we're just heading down to Ashford where we're staying for the night and then getting the Channel Tunnel across tomorrow morning. So I'm in the back in the Renegade and Mum and Dad are in the front in the Wrangler. So we're just heading towards the M62 now. We'll see you when we get to Ashford. So we've just made it to Ashford. Well, not just, we've just had tea. It was a bit of a delay heading down, so we thought, oh, you know what, we're just going to grab food straight away. So I had a lovely food and we've just got into our rooms. So Mum and Dad are down the hallway and I've got a room all to myself, which is quite nice. Good old premium room. So yeah, up early tomorrow morning about 3 o'clock. To get the Channel Tunnel and we'll be in France. We're only about 10 miles away or so from the Channel Tunnel now, so just an early morning. So yeah, see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is the 9th of September. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and we're just heading to the Eurotunnel. Dad's in the front with Mum again, so we're gonna stay in the separate cars and then Mum will possibly come in here when we get into France. So we should get into France for about 7 o'clock in the morning, I think. Then we're heading across to Dunkirk to see all the beaches and all the war stuff, and then hopefully heading down to Remis and see an abandoned racetrack, which will be pretty awesome because you can drive around it. That's, to be fair, that's quite famous among 4x4ers and overlanders, so that'd be pretty awesome to see. And then heading down and staying in some tree houses which look pretty cool. So that's our first night of hotels, or sorry, last night of hotels before our first night of camping tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. I'll see you at the Channel Tunnel. Well, with this being our first Channel Tunnel crossing, we may have had a slight mishap in getting through the gates, but eventually we got through and we got all parked up. So that is us on the train. We've got Mum and Dad in front, just over there. You can see the window. We are meant to set off about now, but we haven't started moving yet. But we were quite lucky the fact that we got together like in a group. So we'll see what happens on the other side of France. It's the first time either of us have been on the Channel crossing, so it's pretty cool.
Well, this was the first time any of us had driven in France, and my first time driving on the left, so to say we were excited was a bit of an understatement. We left the Channel Tunnel behind and headed for Dunkirk. We passed through the amazing French countryside and through many small towns which guided the way to such an important place. Once we arrived in Dunkirk, we stumbled on the memorial for the missing. It was incredibly humbling, and I felt it was only fair that I did not take any video. We each signed the visitor's book and paid our respects before heading on to Dunkirk Beach. This memorial was built in 1962 to commemorate the success, but also the sacrifice that occurred on this beach. How humbling. Walking along the sandy shores, now a popular seaside resort for so many, it's hard to imagine what actually happened here. However, when the wind whistles, you may still hear the faint stories of those distant times. Leaving Dunkirk, we all had mixed emotions. How extremely proud to be from a nation that had such an incredible success, yet saddened at the losses that occurred. It certainly is an important place in our history. Dunkirk often gets overshadowed by the Normandy beaches, but without Dunkirk, those landings may not have happened. I'd encourage everyone to go to Dunkirk and experience it. We will certainly be going back, as we never got the chance to go around the museums and learn about the unread stories. For now, we are putting the miles down and heading for Remis, where we are searching for an abandoned racetrack. The racetrack has been on my bucket list for a while, and I'm so glad we finally got to see it. In its heyday, the track was 5 miles long and had a seating capacity of around 120,000. However, in 1972 the track closed and is now part of the D27. It is now a popular tourist destination for many travellers wandering around Europe. We were certainly glad we stopped.
Tomorrow we'll get books and I'll get the padlock out and we'll get the labels out, the cables out, then we'll have a look at what we've got.
After the excitement of the racetrack, we headed further south to L'Arbre à Cabane in Guyonville. This was our accommodation for the night, an amazing network of tree houses nestled in a quaint forest. Little did we know, we would not be seeing the outside of these tree houses until morning. Naturally, we got lost in the French backcountry, and trying to find these tree houses certainly wasn't the easiest. We ended up down some amazing back roads, which were basically trails at this point, through the spectacular forest. However, this wasn't quite the forest we were looking for. We were losing light fast and tiredness was kicking in, leading to a lack of videos in the evening. After about an hour of searching, we eventually found our beds.
It takes you pretty much directly to the front. It's really good.
We were all enchanted by the coziness of our treehouse. It was perfect. After many hours of travelling, we all headed to bed and fell asleep to the sounds of the forest and critters running across our roof. Morning brought the smells of the forest into our beds, and that was our cue to wake up. We discovered breakfast hanging from the winch, and we were finally able to see the outside of our treehouse. What a fantastic first morning in France. The winch was definitely useful for hauling our gear up and down. Maybe we should get something like this for the roof tents. Good morning, it is day 3 of our France trip. I'm currently sat in the Wrangler because Mum and Dad are still getting ready. But we stayed in these amazing tree houses last night. Can't remember where it is, but honestly, it was incredible. We ended up getting there really late because we kind of overdid ourselves a bit yesterday, just with distance and like places we wanted to see, but we didn't realise how far away they were, so we didn't get into like 9 o'clock at night. So we all went to bed, and we've got up, had a bit of a chill morning, and we're hopefully heading down towards Geneva way now. I want to go swim in Lake Geneva, which would be quite nice. First shower. And then we're going to head down, hopefully stay in Annecy tonight. This will be our first night camping all together with the 2 vehicles and the 2 roof tents, so it should be pretty fun. So you guys will be able to see what today brings. We hit the road again and started heading south. We were getting further into France and got to see some incredible towns and villages. This time we didn't have any planned stops along the way, so we just went with the flow and pulled over at whatever caught our eye. One of the things that did catch our eye was an amazing Cistercian monastery, so we naturally had to have a look around.
Awesome, but did we get picked? I'm gonna pull over just in front, that is gorgeous. That's my key today, maybe the Cistercian part with me.
Possibly, I don't know.
As we pressed on, we got further and further into the foothills of the Alps. You know you're nearly there when you see signs for compulsory snow chains for certain times of the year. What lies ahead will be some of the best driving any of us will ever experience, and we don't even know it yet. And of course, being in the Alps means the first of many, many tunnels. After putting down the miles for a few hours, we stopped at a local dairy called La Rile du Terre. The food here was lovely, and I certainly got pushed out of my comfort zone, as due to the language barrier, there was some slight confusion on our order. However, I got to try Comté cheese, which I would never have dreamed of trying, as I hate strong cheeses, but I was hooked. That's one of the best things about travelling. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, and you get to experience so many exciting new things. After a very filling lunch, we cracked on, pushing into Switzerland, marking the second country of our trip. This was our first border crossing whilst in France, and things went very smoothly. We weren't expecting it to be that easy to cross into a different country. Carrying on through Switzerland, we passed through Geneva. What a truly stunning place. The old town was picture postcard perfect. We all definitely want to spend more time there. Unfortunately, we did not have the time to stop and continued on towards camp. It was starting to get late, so we made our way back to France and found a quaint campsite not far from the border called Camping La Colombière. This was our first night camping and setup went pretty smoothly.
See the lake through the thingy. You just know to stop though, is that?
Thank you so much for watching the first part of our France road trip, and we'll see you in the next one.